On this episode of SignDawgs, learn about Legends Academy of Barbering. Obviously, before I say anything, you know they need a new sign, and we are going to serve them right.
They've also asked me to give my take on lost legends of the world. It's gonna be fun.
Every day we look at signs. Some are beautiful, others not so much. For a business, any business, a good sign is crucial. So where does a good sign come from? Who creates these tantalizing works of art? In the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, it's done right here by the people at Signs Manufacturing, the people we call the SignDawgs.
So the Greeks had a bunch of myths or legends. They had Zeus and Apollo, and then the Romans, of course, had Venus and Mars. And apparently barbers have legends too. So when you're talking about legends of barbers, I guess you'd have to include somebody like King Camp Gillette, who invented the straight razor, well, the safety razor anyway. You want me to talk about Bigfoot? What am I giving? Bigfoot does exist.
Hi, I am Diddy Simpson, the owner of Legends Academy of Barbering. We are a school located right in Oak Cliff, Texas, right off of Hampton and Keys. We are a specialized school that specializes in barbering and the management of barbering. Those who wants to open up a business or open up a barbershop one day, we are that type of school that will be training students in that direction. Because we are a small school, we're going to be concentrating directly on our students. We're not a big school, so we're not. You're not just cattled in. We are specializing in direct education, so you'll have a more personalized education. You definitely will learn a whole lot based off my experience. I'm almost like 30 years of experience in the hair industry. So you will be learning a whole lot, and it goes from learning to cut hair from a screaming child all the way up to managing your own business.
Legends has a very old, kind of a boring sign. And we at Signs Manufacturing, we talk a lot about how important the sign is to bringing in customers. And we're going to show you during the course of this episode how a sign can bring in customers. We're going to take this channel box. It is a lighted sign, but it's just a big boxy sign, faded, dilapidated, obviously does not exactly pull people in. And we're going to replace it with that. Not quite that big, the city wouldn't let us do that. But look at the colors and the face and backlit letters and the barber pole in there and the cool design work. That is going to bring in customers.
Sign Manufacturer was probably the most professional company we could go with. When I went in, I talked to Mr. Tim Durkin.
Pink.
And he was very professional with it. He took me to the back studio. We looked over a whole bunch of other different signs. He did offer to redo the sign that we have already, but I think I wanted something a little bit more fancier, something that said, it looked like we spent a little bit of money on it. We looked over, like I said, we contacted a lot of different sign companies to see if they can do it. Tim was very adamant about sign manufacturers being able to do that design. When we showed them the design, they loved it, we loved it. It fit perfectly to the type of sign that it is, and so we went with that.
What we're going to do in this case is we're going to take a back plate where they've got this really, really busy logo. They've got letters everywhere. But so what we're going to do is we're going to take this back plate behind it, which will give us something to mount all this stuff to. And then we're going to put that on a raceway so that we can take the awning in front of their building and set the sign down on it. And then in front of the raceway, we'll have the plate with the actual sign part that'll stick out over the front of it, and that way it'll look like it was planned. But like I said, they've got this really busy logo. And because of that, when you make the sign, there's going to be some really teeny tiny little letters. And as we've talked about on some previous episodes, when we're dealing with small letters like that, they're too small to actually make and then light up. So in this particular case, they have two real problem areas. They've got the word "the," which is going to be about this big. So we have to come up with some way to make it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a little box, and we're going to then actually print the word "the" in there. They have the word Barber School, and the words Barber School are also too small, so we're going to put those in a capsule also. But in that case, we're going to make it this kind of an oval thing so that it stands out and looks cool. We're men in tights. We roam around the forest looking for fights. We're men in tights. We're always on guard defending the people's rights. We may look like sissies, but don't mess around or else we'll put out your lights. We're men in tights, always on guard defending the people's rights. If you're in a fix, just call for the men in tights. We're butch.
The new sign is going to have face and backlit letters. It's going to have our solar bright LEDs, and when it lights up, you're going to have white out the face of these letters, and that blue backplate will all light up. Blue and white is a cool color combination, and that's really going to come out when this sign lights up. Plus, you've got the Barber pole.
It is really, really neat, and the way they've got it is we're splitting it in half so that we can actually have this line that runs of text that runs in between it. It's going to give us some real color to the sign, and especially after dark, it's going to really pop because of that.
You can't overestimate the importance of a logo or a symbol on a sign. The colors and just the unique shape of a logo is going to be a huge draw for any customers. It's going to make this store a cut above the rest.
Legends, Academy of Barbers. Standard backlit letters going on a backplate. You see how they got the backs taped up right now so they could paint the sides, and then the back comes back off, the tape comes off, and then backlit letter. Yeah, see, like that.
I'm trim capping, I'm putting this plastic around these letters, gluing them together, making it look nice. We use our special Lexan glue to be able to stick it all around, and when it's ready to come out, if I stuck it good, it will stay. E.
You want me to suck what?
We're going to talk about legends. I got a couple of good ones. John Wayne, Audie Murphy. No, that's not what you want. Legends Barber Shop. Yes, the lab. They built this thing. Standard raceway, backplate. Everything stood off, it's backlit, front lit. Just regular channel letters, so you get the front lighting out of it, the back lighting out of it. And this is kind of going to the front of the building and overhanging the front a little bit. Raceway is going to be mounted back up off stands on the roof and then tied back into the brick wall back on the back side of the roof for stability. So it'll be mounted two different ways. You got these letters coming in, so when they trim capped them, you kind of had to allow for the two letters kind of bumping into each other. So you got to cut out in this letter, push out in the barber pole. So they're just trim capped and kind of locked together. Look, ahead. It's the grove of the legendary unicorn, the mythical beast of magic. Only the purest of heart can approach.
What the heck are you doing here?
I don't know.
What? We're gonna take that sign down, and then we're gonna put the new one up. And that's it.
Hector and Roger took it out there, and basically just going on front of the building. They have an awning coming out off the front. The old sign was actually tied back into the brick wall behind it, which is done a lot of times. Since the roof out there's not really got any real stable support on it, and if depending on the sign's a little bit higher, you'll always kick it back all the way to the load-bearing walls of the building. because that gives you your best support and time back. They took the old sign down, removed it. Basically, they had some old existing steel brackets, so we had some new kicker feet on the back of ours that supports the sign, so they put it up in there and they tied back into the steel going back to the wall to make sure it was secure and reutilized the existing electrical that was already there for the sign, and it looked really good on the wall there, or on the roof, however you want to say it. The portico. It looked really good on top of the portico. Oh my God, that's just so avant-garde. I need it. I gotta have it.
Oh yeah, beautiful, beautiful. That's it. The illumination of the way the sign works at nighttime, with us being on a busy corner, I really like the way you're able to see it from miles away. It does shine right here on the corner. It's very noticeable. I believe that we could get a lot of attention. I think investing in your sign is a good investment. You know what I mean? You still get to write the whole thing off against your taxes as a deduction, but you also, it's more of a all-night advertising when the business is actually closed.
Whatever.
Those who are interested in it as a professional career, as a barber, I am sweating like crazy right now.
Make this sign a very memorable feature. Yeah, okay, we'll try again.
Woo! Ready to hang it now. Legends Academy Barbering. Barber. That actually a word, barbering? He's with a popper gun.
No TV right now, no TV right now. No TV right now. My God, my God.